Hello, gang. It's Tuesday night, just gone 9 o'clock. Welcome along to Chris Reardon's Nighttime Show.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, reach on air.
I just when I said that then, I was thinking of doing like ghost-type noises for some reason. You know, Tuesday, Chris Reardon's Nighttime Show. Woo! Woo! Yes. As it with you today, it's actually been quite a nice day down here in Raw, Berkshire. It was my mother's birthday today, actually. She's buried in a grave in Putney Vale Cemetery 23 years ago now. So I popped down there after my morning show, took together a rather nice Sainsbury's Madeira iced birthday cake. Not too big a one, you know. I think it was about £7 actually. Very, very tasty indeed. And I had, dare I tell you, I don't think I quite had a third of it, but it was almost. I went down to B&Q on the way there because I wanted to get some bed implants to put in, and none left. I said to the bloke, I said, "Where's all the little packets of you get a little packet of 6 plants in a sort of carry plastic candle type thing, and not a single one in there." I said to the bloke, "Where's all the little plants that you get 6 in a packet?" He said, "Oh mate, no, they all went in June. So don't have any more of those now." But I managed to get 6 dahlias. I think they were 3 for £10, so £20 on 6 dahlias, which is okay. And I put them in the grave. And once I'd done that, I had a little bit of tidy up. I had a flask of tea with me and a piece of cake, so it was quite nice. The fellas were all around the cemetery today with their petrol strimming machines, which are very noisy. I mean, it's all right, you know, it's just a job they're doing. I could hear some swearing going on, though, out of the corner of my ear. I didn't really expect that at a cemetery. So that's what I've done today. And the weather's been really nice. I managed to get some washing on the line before I left. That's all dry. And it's been nice. But believe me, if you're here in the UK, that's the last nice bit of weather for about a week, according to all the forecasts. Terrible rain predicted tomorrow. Thunder, lightning, the lot. So I don't know if we'll get it or not, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, welcome along to the show. There's lots of ways you can join in this evening, boys and girls. I'll give you a few little bits and pieces to talk about. Be nice, 1 or 2 people to call in a little bit later on when we open the phone lines. Do use that phone line, you know. When I started doing this particular show back in, I think it was December, at the end of last year, the hope was that a few more people might call in, and it's not really happening. It's the same people all the time. And this is the trouble I've always had doing a phone in, and eventually I throw the towel in if I really don't think it's going to work. So, do you know what I mean? Use it or lose it, so they say. Okay, you can join in by sending us a message on the Reach On Air message system. That's always the best way to do it. Okay, send us a message on TikTok, on YouTube, or there's a text number that you can text in on 07451 287 337 is a text number, okay?
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
Alrighty, Shania's already done that. Good evening to Shania on the Islay of Widget. She just had a bit of a holiday. She's been to Poland. Did you see you've been to Slovakia as well? I went there, oh my lord, about 15 or 16 years ago now for a radio thing they were doing out there. The radio station was called RTI. And I was doing something on there, and they shipped a few of us out there on the old planes. And it was quite a nice place, very clean, very clean. Did you find Poland cleaner, as a matter of interest? Slovakia was absolutely spotless. There were actually concrete ashtrays all along the street, which I found interesting. And it was so cheap. Cheap! I got a pizza for 50p. I went out there with £100 for the weekend because they said you wouldn't need much. I think I came back with 95. It was so cheap there, Shania. Good evening to Greg this evening, who's not very well at the moment. He's got shingles. Nasty thing, that is. Is it itchy? Itchy and painful. My mate's had that a couple of times. I think that comes from chicken pox, doesn't it? Shingles, am I right with that? Is it a chicken pox thing? I think it's a chicken pox thing. Not 100% sure on that. So welcome along to you, my darling. Let's see. Jason Hughes there. Mandy Davenport. Mick Davenport. Weird City in the house. John Parrish in the house today. And Fran, the lovely Fran Green as well. Evening to Fran Green. All right. Shania, Poland and Slovakia. Absolutely beautiful countries. Poland is very clean. I want to go back now. Oh, perhaps they need autoservers over there, Shania. You know, someone who knows what they're doing. Such as you, my love. Yes. Have you ever walked into like when I say a foreign church, I don't necessarily mean in another country, okay? I mean away from your own church. So have you ever gone in any other church? Do you know, I'd quite like to serve there. And said, hello, I'm an autoserver. Can I serve? I wonder if that happens. Have you ever done that? Evening to Mr. Johnny Floodgate. Evening to you. Do you know what he does? He was climbing up the post office tower the other day, putting new LEDs in on that big screen at the top. Yeah, rather you than me, mate. We don't do heights. Certainly not. Actually, I watched this YouTube video a couple of nights ago about the world's most scariest bridges. And, oh, my God, you know, the one with a glass bottom. So you're walking along it and you see everything underneath you. No, thank you very much. Wonder how they keep that clean underneath. Suppose someone cleans it. I know, so it's got some sort of special coating on it or something like that. I don't know. And wobbly bridges, you know, rope bridges. But they're not short. These rope bridges are not short. You know, they're a fair old distance going from one side of the mountain to the other. And then there was this amazing, enormous bridge in China. I can't remember exactly where it was now. And to start it up, well, I suppose they start them all off like that. They literally fired a rocket from one side of the mountain to the other. And that's what starts off the bits going across, you see. That's how they do it. Clever, isn't it? Hello to Anne, is in Norway. Good evening, Anne. Hello, Anne. Welcome along to the show. You've got a new listener following Stephen McKay's show. Oh, who's Stephen McKay? I'm not quite sure who that is. Is he on Reach on here? What day is he on, darling? I don't know what day he's on. Let me have a quick look there. Stephen McKay. Has he been on today? Because I didn't think there was anyone on before me today. Otherwise, I would have thanked them. No, he's not on before me. The Bald Eagle was on at 6 o'clock. Ah, that must be Stephen McKay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Scottish. Stephen for 2 hours, so he was on at 6, and there wasn't anything in the last hour, was there, Anne? Well, welcome along to the show, Anne. It's a lot of chat and a little bit of music, this particular show. And if you're ever around in the morning, Anne, do try out my little music and chat show that I do only an hour every day between Monday and Friday, 9 till 10 o'clock in the morning, okay? You might like that, all right? So welcome along, Anne from Norway. And over to the USA. Look who it is. It's Glenda. Evening, Glenda. Hope you are fabulous. I would like to call in, but can never get through. Always the same people on the lines, sending live. And then it stops. I think you might have run out of message there. Yes, I'm very grateful to the people that do call in. Very, very grateful. But we could do with a few more, you know. Maybe it's the subjects I chose. You know, I really like to do serious stuff, as you well know. And we keep on like that. Shania says, we had a child who came on holiday frequently who asked to serve with us. I never ask when I go to a different church. I have served at another island parish and at the cathedral. Oh, she served at the cathedral. I told you, she was posh, didn't I? Special, Shania. Very, very important. Good evening to the delightful Mark Bowles. Evening, Mark. What are you wearing today, Mark? What are you wearing today? You're not sitting there on a settee in a pair of underpants, are you? You naughty boy. Hello to Pauline Ashford. Evening to you, who's joining us live on the show this evening. Evening to you. Over on TikTok, Vera from Vera's Choice in the morning is in the house, along with DJ Sparky. And, oh, it's Robert Grogan. Hello to you, Robert. Evening, Robert. Evening. Who says naughty? I haven't done anything yet. What have I done? What have I done to be naughty? Not quite sure what I've done to be naughty, to be honest. He says naughty. Naughty on what? Can't say anymore. If Chris got my message. I haven't seen any message from you. Have you texted it? Did you text it or what? What have you done? Dan Woodhouse is in the house this evening. Good evening to Mush. Hello to you. Evening, Mush. Evening. I know your sister and brother-in-law family. Talking of which, there's an excellent video. One of the funniest videos I've seen on YouTube. On the Butler's Empire YouTube channel. Write that down, listeners. The Butler's Empire YouTube channel. Okay. They bought a tent. And they're going to go camping, I think, at the weekend, actually. I can't remember where they're going now. But they did try it out in the garden. You would do, wouldn't you? You set up the tent in the garden. And they slept in there the other night. And it was the funniest thing you've ever seen. It starts off, right, Martin's going into the tent. That's my brother-in-law, my sister's husband. And my sister's already in there. And she looks quite comfortable. And she's turned around. She's clearly trying to go to sleep. When he comes in there with a bleaking camera, the white light, chat away, goes out for a cup of tea, comes back again. And I'm thinking, oh, for Christ's sake, let her go to sleep. And then you say, well, turn around, the people want to see you. And she's, no, I'm trying to go to sleep. Go on, turn around. It was so funny. But the funniest part of the whole thing, and it's, you know, when you watch some of these YouTube videos, it's the bits that they haven't made to be funny that are the funniest. Things that just kind of happen. Things that just kind of happen, yeah? And they'd woken up at 4 a.m. and they decided to throw in the towel. It had been raining all night. Not that you get wet in a tent, as long as you don't touch the inside. Don't start bleeding touching the inside of a tent wall because the water can come through. If you're a scout, you'll know that already. Cubs, do your best. We will do our best. You know, never touch the inside of a tent. And the rain's coming down all night long, pitter-pattering on the tent, which is actually quite nice. I've got to tell you, it's a bit like being in a caravan. I like the pitter-pattering of rain on the roof of the caravan. It's even better in a tent, to be honest. And about 4 o'clock, I think they woke up, and she wanted to go to the toilet. We'd already experienced a short video of Martin having a wee in basically a bucket. I think it was one of those camping toilets. Oh, talking of camping toilets, they're on special offer at the moment at Millets in Bracknell. £49 instead of £75. Apparently, they are flushing portable toilets. I don't know how that works. Gary's got a similar thing, my nephew, in the back of his van. Except his is more of a bucket with a bag in. And he takes the... once he's finished, he throws the bag away. No, not by the side of the road, I hasten to add, I hope. It's just, it's horrible, isn't it? Talking about these sort of things. So if you want a portable toilet, yeah, that's it. Anyway, so we were treated to a nice little bit of Martin having a wee in a bucket. And then Sharon woke up, my sister, in this Butler's Empire video. And she wanted a wee. And he said, well, just use the portable. And she says, I ain't using that. I see you've used it a couple of times now. How did you know that? Well, I heard you. So she left the tent, and they both decided to leave the tent and then go inside, and that was it. But the funniest part was Sharon, for some unbeknown reason, my sister, had decided to reverse out of the tent on all fours. I was killing myself laughing, bless her. Oh, so do watch that one, okay? I can't remember the exact title of it, but it's on the Butler's Empire channel, and it was the top video yesterday. I presume it still is, unless another one has come out. They've also been sent an electric bike to review, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I think they were going to do the video of that today, so whether that's up now or not, I don't know. Or sometimes he goes ahead a week or so it might be on the next one. But electric bikes. Interestingly enough, I've seen a couple of electric bike battery stories in the paper, which I'll come to in a moment or two. Robert sent it to you directly. What, Robert? Is it a text message or a YouTube message or a TikTok message? Is it underneath this one? Paul and Lou are there in the central television area. Good evening to Paul and Lou. Hello to you. Vera says you should go camping with your sister. I don't think I'd want to go camping again, Vera. No. It's all right when you're sort of teenager and all that business, and it's all right laying on the floor with 6 of your mates in a big tent, but I like a bit of luxury now, as indicated where I stayed for my birthday at Claridge's. You know, we'll be doing that again soon, I hope. After I've saved up a little bit of cash. Evening to Darren, who's on Facebook Live. He's there every week, aren't you, Darren? Hello to you. Paul and Lou studied the wee, apparently, that was going into the bucket from Martin, and they informed us that it looked very clear. I believe that's good news, isn't it, Paul and Lou? Do we have a nurse or a doctor standing by anywhere? Text your personal number. There's no personal text from you here. I don't think you've got my personal number. Nothing from you here on my phone, darling. What personal number have you texted it to, Roberts? Dear me. Come on. How have you sent me that message? All right, honestly, it's like trying to draw bleeding blood out of a stone sometimes. You know, when you're asking someone's question, it's like these annoying people that put on Facebook as a Facebook status WTF, and that's all they put. Or I'm really angry, right? And feeling very sad today, and they do it so that you say, well, why do you feel sad? That's why they do it. Just tell us now. Tell me exactly where the message is, dear. Oh Lord, isn't it hard tonight? Are we going to have one of those nights where you have to draw the information out, love? Sent it to you directly. How have you sent it, Robert? If you've sent it direct on TikTok, those don't come up on the computer. It's just a chat box TikTok, so you'll have to wait until I finish the show for me to see that, unless you want to send it another way. May I recommend the text number? Look, go and get yourself a little pen, love. Get yourself a pen, and I'm going to send you the text number. Okay? Here it is.
You can send Chris a text message right now on 07451 287 337. 07451 287 337.
Oh, I nearly forgot. And of course, also in the Butler's Empire camping video was the fart. I mean, my sister, I thought she was going to chuck up inside the tent. Martin farted in the bed with the covers on. I mean, you'd at least move them slightly, wouldn't you? But I don't think that was the funniest part of it. I really don't. The funniest part of that video was my sister reversing out. Bless her heart. Vera says you should get one of those toilets for your car. Yeah, but where'd you crouch down, Vera? It's all very well saying that, you know, and you put something like that in the back. And, you know, I seem to have become a bit of a minicab driver at the moment. I don't know why this is. It just has kind of happened that on Friday night, after we finished the Chris Reardon's live karaoke at Central Station, when we finish that, usually 3 or 4 twinks and lads want a lift down to another pub, which is only a few minutes away, and it's not really out of my way. I'm very happy to do that. Yeah, what are they going to say if they see a toilet in the back? And they might want to use it. Oh, my God. Can you just imagine that? Someone else using your own toilet. Awful. Awful. Can't have anyone using my toilet. Thank you very much. Good evening to the lad known as Chris Tuhoy. Evening to you, my dear. Welcome along to the show there. He loves seeing me getting worked up. I'd love seeing you kicking the hell out of someone, to be honest, Chris. Please send videos immediately. All right. Thank you very much. Let's just go over on YouTube, which is a bit difficult tonight for some reason. There it is. There it is. Tim Partington. There you are. Good evening, Tim. King of all karaoke everywhere globally is Tim Partington. Central Station, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross is where the is indeed where the karaoke is on Friday and Saturday nights. Okay. Weird City wants to know if I've got the heating on. No, actually, I've just put the air conditioning on, but I get a little bit warm in here because of all the computers and all the other stuff going on there. All right, so no, I haven't got that. Let me just scroll up a little bit there so I can say hello to anyone else who might have joined us this evening. Don't forget, gang, you can join us. Best way to listen, the highest quality sound, is generally on Reach On Air. So just go to reachonair.com, or if you've got an Amazon speaker, you can say Amazon, play radio station Reach On Air, and you'll be blessed with the biggest variety of different stuff you've heard in all your life, okay? So just say that to your little machine there. So no heating on here. What else have we got here? Tim was nearly a scout. Wrong height. What do you mean wrong height? You're quite tall, aren't you, Tim? I mean, you would have been excellent putting up the tent poles, to be honest. Oh, dear me. Okay, Tim. You could hold up... Oh, you wouldn't need poles. You could just stand there all night and hold the tent up. My sister and brother-in-law put the tent up, no problem at all. It's fairly easy putting up these modern tents. Some of them, you just... I think they've got an air pump thing, and you just literally put the thing on, push the button, and it blows up. You know, all the sort of... ridges and where you'd have a tent pole, it's just like a air, I think, something like that. Gary Ross, drama people on Facebook complaining about their illnesses. Oh, they always do. They can't wait. If I go on Facebook now, let's have a quick look. There's got to be someone who's moaning about something. Oh, well, let's have a little look there. Hey, static holiday time. There we are. Oh, no, they're happy with that one. Here we go. Holiday Park Action Group. Deleted my post about starting the process of trying to sell my van and sharing my progress to help others as someone just accused me of not being honest. Yeah, they love to live their lives on that Facebook, don't they? Here we go. Andy wants to know, would it be fair assumption to say that most blokes with a six-pack do not eat cake? I eat cake. I do not have a six-pack. Oh, you want to see the piece of cake I had earlier? Oh, Robert, you've sent it on Facebook. I've got it now. You've sent it on Facebook. Okay, George. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, Robert's lost his other half. They were 27 years together. George Benson. Yeah, I can play you, George Benson. Are you on TikTok, Robert? If you're on YouTube, you won't get it. Yeah, you're on TikTok. Okay, I can play that for you. In fact, I'll play that as the first record in a moment or two. Which George Benson did he like? Okay, his other half was Graham, and he's just lost him after 27 years. Sorry to hear that there. Sorry to hear that. Okay, I can see it now. Yeah, you've sent me a Facebook message. Well, you didn't say that, did you, love? You said, I've texted you a message. I can see it now. What George Benson, In Your Eyes? Oh, excellent choice. In your eyes. Oh, it's beautiful. Hang on. In your eyes. Right, I'll just get that up for you, my darling. And we'll do that in a second or two. Don't forget, there it is. We'll be opening the phone lines a little bit later on for you boys and girls. If you want to call in, I've got lots and lots to talk about. I tell you what, we will play that record. We'll play that one now, okay? So especially for Graham, who was Robert's other half.
I got an ache inside of me. It's a deep hole where I bleed. Oh, can I seal it? You're like an ocean without land. Not a single grain of sand. I'm drifting on it. So cold yet warm. When you hold me, when you close. I know I'm a lost case, I'm a mess. But everything feels a little bit lighter with you. Something's letting me heal. You're making it brighter right through the gray. Hope is the last thing that I need. Wanna feel something that's real. With you I get that. You're like a lighthouse in a dream. Really distant but your beam is guiding me home.
on deck, so my ace boom boom, no flex.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Hello to Maverick Mark, who's just saying hi before bed this evening. Gosh, you go to bed early now, didn't you? Blimey. Wow. What happened to Monday nights at the Black Cat when you used to be dancing until 2 in the morning with your youth group? Now he's going to bed. Like 9:30, honestly. Hello to you, Mark. Welcome along to the show, my darling. Okay, even though you're just going to bed there. Alrighty. Here we go then. Ways to save money, boys and girls. What ways can you think that you could save money? Now, they can be... Your suggestions, hopefully, will be as silly as possible. Okay? Your suggestions should be as silly as possible. This phone line open now. The number is 020 8144 3477. Here we go.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
All right. Can you think of any ways to save money? Evening, Tom. He's in bed as well. No shouting. Blimey. Don't you all go to bed early? 9:30 at night. Otherwise, only my sister. She goes to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock sometimes. And there is one way of saving money, of course. Go to bed early. Go to bed as soon as it goes dark. You won't have to turn the lights on. You won't have to put the heating on. You won't have the telly on. Go to bed as soon as it's dark. There's a way to save money there. Can you think of any other ways to save money, boys and girls? Let us know. Text in your answer to that. 07451 287 337. Message on YouTube Messenger, TikTok Messenger. However you want to do it is up to you. Oh, John Parrish. I mean, how long have you been there on YouTube, John? How long have you been there on YouTube? You know, and unless you go on another planet altogether, you know that the YouTube viewers do not get the proper music. I've told you this time and time again. No one listens. No one ever listens. Of course, it's not George Benson. That's if you're listening to the radio station, dear. How many times have I been saying, all the YouTube people on there now, how many times have you heard me say that? You know how it works. Dear. Dan Woodhouse has been doing that. He goes to bed early. Don't you, Dan? Very, very early. Are you in bed now? Who's in bed now? Come on, admit it. Don't lie to me. Ways of saving money, go to bed early. How about sharing food? Now, there's sharing food and there's sharing food, isn't there? For example, if I had a plate of chips, I mean, it's annoying, but you don't really want someone picking away, do you? Dan, have you got any ways of saving money for us at all?
Well, I've just done exactly what you did. I just went to bed early.
Yeah.
And, I've been doing that for about 2 years now, and, I think it's doing really well.
What time do you usually go to bed, Dan?
Well, let's face it, I have a set plan through the day.
Oh, you're same as me. Tell me your day. Tell me your day and times. I mean, are you able to give me times where you do the same thing at the same time every day?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
do this.
Roughly about in between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And then that is breakfast, and then medication is taken with food as it has to be.
Well, I used to love the Roy Castle song that he used to sing about that.
What?
Medication, ooh, medication, ooh, medication. That's what Dan needs if he wants to be the best. If he wants to beat the rest, medication is what Dan needs. Yeah. See, I just Ross Patzelt that can make up songs on the fly.
Yeah.
We're me and Ross Patzelt are practically rap artists, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're rapping again.
Absolutely. I mean, we could possibly be members of Run DMC if they ever come back again, I reckon.
No, I prefer Kenny Everett doing the snot rap.
Oh, Kenny Everett, don't. What a very talented man. You see, we never see people like that on the radio again because it's all so bleeding generic. People with a proper personality and talent. Talent. That's what that man had. There's a few videos of him, isn't there, doing it when
he's about the only celebrity I know who couldn't really actually put in any class of celebrity. He was it was just a general. Well, I don't know. I mean, even all rounder, I think, would be a bit of an insult. It was more than that. It was,
yeah.
It was just. Let me just put the headset in a minute.
Plug in, dear. Plug in.
Because I'm not living in the anymore now. You know, I'm living in the modern world where we put a headset in our ears and speak through that.
Oh, why is that then? Are we not on a speakerphone? Are you frightened of waking up your neighbour or something?
No, I just.
Incidentally,
Neighbours, I think.
Neighbours is back on Amazon Prime very, very soon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I won't be watching then.
Actually, I don't think it's on the Prime. It's just on Amazon. A lot of people don't know this, Dan. You don't have to have Amazon Prime to watch certain Amazon programs. Some of them are free. So as long as you've got the app, look for Amazon Freevee, Freevee, along the left-hand side where the menu is once you've downloaded the Amazon thing onto your telly or something like that. And there's loads of free stuff. I believe Neighbours is going to be one of the Freevee programs. Just a little piece of extremely useful information there for you. Gary Ross says he's very pleased to be hearing your voice again.
Is he? Yeah. Hello, Gary. Nice to hear from you.
Yeah, because he don't hear Ross pats out, you see. He don't listen to the radio show. Too early for him.
Oh, dear.
Too early for him. Poor old soul, dear. Poor old soul.
Yeah, I won't be getting any of your Amazon, whatever there. Right. To me, Amazon is... All I know of Amazon, it's just like it's like a more posh eBay, I think. That's all I know about it. And then they started doing all this other Amazon this, Amazon that, and then it all got out of hand, and now I don't know where I am.
Do you not buy anything off Amazon ever?
No, only if my cousins frequently give me Amazon gift cards for birthday and Christmas, so I'll get maybe a toaster or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't go on there. You know, I'm more into like knickknacks from an old obsolete, those sort of things that really get off on eBay. I mean, Amazon's not the place really for obsolete antiques, really, is it? Right. It's not that sort of place. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you, I wanted to give you tonight's story, right?
Yes.
This is set in the year 2008.
Okay.
Yeah. And the situation is that I've been asked to go on this self-employment. We're supposed to be a week's training course somewhere around Aldgate.
Oh, yeah. What, in London?
I actually only lasted a day because I'd actually only just moved in to the home at the time, and it wasn't. And I think they realised in the end it wasn't really very fair to have someone just move into a new premises and have him going on a self-employment course at the same time.
Yes.
But I got through the day, and what it was after a bit of yakety yak from our host, then came the first task of the day, which was, can you come up with a selling rhetoric to be able to sell this pen? Now, this pen in question, it wasn't anything glamorous. It was just your ordinary plastic biro pen that we've seen for however long since that pen was invented, and I stood there, and I sat there at the table, and I thought, what do you do? What can you do about a biro? It's nothing. It's just a bit of plastic with an inky tube inside. But one of our other team got up and did something, and it was a load of cack, really, what he was coming out with. But you know what now? I've just revisited this, given this a bit of extra thought, and I've actually realised this was possibly an exercise under the category of how can we catch them out sort of thing. How can we have them do something that they're going to think one way, but actually you've got to think the other way to get through the task, you see. You've got to approach it from a different angle.
You got to sell a pen, basically, have you?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you're trying. The old sales pat rather than that sales patter.
Yeah.
And all, but see, this is what I've realised. This was really an exercise to catch. It was a catch you out thing. Because really, you think about it, the biro pen, it's already been invented. It's already been it was invented years ago, and in business, you can only really sell something if it's like been improved upon, you know.
Right.
Because it's like if we've already had something, people know it already. So,
Well, but you could say that. That's like the most annoying advert on the radio is the McDonald's one. I can't think of the bloke's name now.
I heard that one.
Who does the McDonald's advert? It goes on, nothing better than having some crispy lettuce. And I thought, not that voice. And as soon as I hear his voice, I turn over. Can't stand it. It's not Danny Dyer. It's not Danny Dyer, but a similar voice to him.
Is it done in a sort of like Gary Road style, you know, that they're...
I can't remember.
And all that crispy lettuce and the sliced tomato and those...
Yeah, that's it. Just like that. Just like that. I'll find it. I'm bound to find this. Hang on. Who voices the McDonald's ad? One moment, please. Brian Cox. It's not Brian Cox. It's not Brian Cox. UK. No, that's not him. Brian. It says Brian Cox. It's not Brian Cox.
No, I wouldn't know him from Adam anyway.
That's the only name I can find. Oh, well. McDonald's commercial voice. Jeff, but maybe these are the American ones. I don't know. There might be the American ones. I'm going to start typing UK. I'm sure he used to do a radio show. I'm sure he used to do a radio show, BBC London or some. Who did BBC London breakfast time years ago? Don't know. Can't find him. But I can't stand his voice. And they're basically trying to sell you the same stuff that they've been selling for years. Now and again, I don't know why they do it, actually. Now and again, they take something off, like the cheese nuggets, like those cheese mozzarella. They take them off. They then write to all the papers saying, the cheese mozzarella sticks are coming off the menu. People are outraged that McDonald's has taken off the McDonald's cheese sticks, right?
Yeah, they're outraged.
Yeah. And then 3 months later, McDonald's is pleased to announce they are reintroducing they're just selling the same stuff all the time. And it's like, it's just like what you're saying now, you know?
It's the same thing with energy drinks.
Paul Ross.
They've just brought out...
Tim Partington, Paul Ross. I think that's the one. I think it's Paul Ross's voice. Oh, it's so annoying. So annoying. Yeah. When you wake up in the morning, there's nothing better than having a sausage McMuffin. Yes, there is, mate. Yes, there is. Fruit and fibre with milk and chopped up bananas. That's better than your dodgy old bleating sausage bleating muffin. Oh, they live at McDonald's, some of these people. Carry on, dear.
Yeah, I don't live in there. Well, maybe once a month or something like that is normally enough for me.
It's
but
expensive.
I'm not dedicated to them.
It's expensive, isn't it? When you say you go in for once a month, is that like your breakfast or lunch or dinner, or is it a snack?
Sometimes it's breakfast if I've been out on a unexpected night out, you know, not one where it was planned. So if I found myself a bit short of something for breakfast indoors, then I will go to McDonald's. But it's just a sort of like, it's one advantage of living in Romford is that, you know, you're actually there. You're actually on top of it. Whereas at my mum's, you're out in the middle of the sticks in the middle of nowhere, and like it's. You say that, right? When I'm going up to the luxury waterside media centre in Lincolnshire, usually in the middle of the night, 1, 2, 2:30 in the morning, I go past a couple of McDonald's that are literally in the middle of nowhere. There's one on a roundabout in something beginning with S, which is quite near, I can't remember the name, the Stamford, maybe, I can't remember the name, but it's on a main road, you know, and there's another couple along the A1M, and like you get to these places, one of them's part of a petrol station, and there's nothing else around them. And they're like out in the middle of nowhere. So when you say like your mum's out in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing else around, there was a couple of McDonald's. There's probably quite a few of them over the country.
Yeah, and
Yeah, you got.
they tend to be
It's
quite
just
well
one of those.
behaved in there as well, rather than going in the one in Clapham.
Yeah, yeah.
Carry
But
on,
I
mate.
think what I can't stand though is these people that. I mean, do you hear about these stories about fights that are actually happening in McDonald's?
Oh,
you
yes,
know?
see it all the time. Just look it up on YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah,
Peasants, darling,
Well,
peasants. Don't know how
yeah,
to
I mean,
act. I saw it all when I was working in a pub in Clapham. Oh, there was a KFC next door, and I used to go in there every time I was at work just to get an ice cream because I don't eat dead animals or anything, and I'm not keen on the chips in KFC. And I was in there once, and a bloke literally jumped over the counter. They gave him his food. He said, "I want more chips." No, sorry, sir, that's a portion. I want more chips. No, you can't have any more chips. You've paid for those. At which point he jumped over the counter. Wow. And it's not the first time I've seen stuff happening there. Like people, in the end, they have, and it's only a small place, this KFC, they have 2 security guards there. 2. And that was, last time I went in there would be about 7 years ago. They had 2 security men in there. The one in Brixton's always having trouble. Always have trouble there. It's always in the papers. McDonald's in Brixton. You know, if I owned that McDonald's, I'd close it down. Wouldn't want to work there. And it's so unfair to the staff as well. Really unfair to the staff, who are usually young kids. What can they do other than stand aside and watch the fight going on? There's nothing you can do.
Well, that's the thing about staff. I always say staff work their hardest in these places.
Yeah, for crap
But
money.
it's what you have to think in anywhere, whether it's McDonald's, say Tesco, or even Vera's Sainsbury's, say.
Vera from Vera's Choice in the morning.
Yeah, just so I mention it. So, you know, what I have to ask is, people always are complaining, you know, and saying, "Oh, I had to queue for ages and all this," and you have to think, well, hang on, is it the staff's fault, or is it the customer's fault, or is it a third one? Is it perhaps the managers who haven't actually looked into this properly and thought, "Oh, maybe there's something we're doing wrong here.
Yeah.
You know, we might need to just change one little subtle thing, and that might just slow the queue down a bit quicker." Yeah. If it was my way, I'd get rid of those lottery tickets, you know, because that's the main hold up in supermarkets, is lottery tickets.
Oh, is it? I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
never
It's mostly old people. I rarely do I see anyone my own age worrying about lottery tickets. It's always some old person.
Well, you are old.
Yeah. I'm not. No, I'm not old. I'm not old. Old. I'm old. I'm old. I'm older than the new brood. But I'm not old and old.
Oh.
But you know, I've seen changes in life. Let's
Right.
say. I've lived to see changes, but no, I'm not that old. I still think young as I can be.
Yes.
Yes, I have to. But yeah, no. Getting back to shops though.
Right.
There's something got to be done. I mean, the worst ones are the ones who they buy their stuff, then they want to have a bit of a half-hour conversation about something to these members, to these staff who like, they're not normally their friends, you know, but somehow they seem to think that. In the post office is classic. There's this woman, I'm sure she goes everywhere. I think she goes to every post office and tells the staff about her daughter's holiday in Dubai. And I'm trying to think, well, actually, hang on. First, I don't know who you are, and the chances are of knowing who your daughter is, that would be, you know, you have more chance of winning the lottery there.
Yes.
So, you know, but then again, what can you do? You've got to be nice, but at the same time, you've got to be, I suppose as Vera would say, you've got to be assertive as well. It's sort of like the two-way.
Well, you've done your business. Move aside, let the next person come through. I know what you mean. mean. They're a bit like that in the co-op in Lincolnshire that I have to go in. Oh, they like to have long conversations. Or, you know, they've done the deal. Oh, by the way, how's your mother? What's that got to do with the business? Get out the bloody shop, dear. Leave. Who's it? Sorry?
I'm always just straight in shops. I know exactly where exactly everything is. Grab, pay, get out.
Yes.
And I'm a cynical man. I think that's what most men are in shops. Really, they want to get what they want, and get out.
No, you're
quick
you're absolutely right. We are.
Yeah.
We are. I know exactly what I want when I go to Sainsbury's or Tesco's or Waitrose or Aldi, wherever I'm going. I know what I want before I go in there. It's usually apples and blueberries. I go in there twice a week to get those items because you can only get those
So
fresh.
you go in. So you go in Sainsbury's to get the apples and blueberries.
Yes.
And then you think, well, while you're in there, you think, oh, I might like that ironing board. Oh, I just have one of them and
No,
all.
I don't do anything like that. No, I don't.
Stick the ironing board in your cup.
No, I don't.
Then you think, I'll just have what other huge items can you buy in a supermarket? You can buy a mop and a mop head as well. Stick that on your roof rack. And then you get in your car and you think, oh, I forgot the apples and blueberries, didn't I?
Oh yeah, well there is that. Yeah, I mean, I went in there yesterday and I bought the birthday cake and a birthday card. I also bought a little flask because my other I lost a piece of flask, and without this piece it would leak. You know, so I bought this little metal flask, only £7. What's strange, right, is that you remember the old-fashioned flask, which there are many there, with the glass inside. It always worries me that I've broken flasks before simply by dropping the damn things, but the glass ones are dearer than the metal ones. Work that out.
Well, probably because they've got an extra punching on it.
Do you ever use a flask, you know, like perhaps a little picnic or something there? Is there anywhere where you are to go for a picnic for one?
No, I don't think, because we're all in Romford, we're all in town, really. So,
Yeah.
it's, there's not...
No bit of grass? Well, you want to go to Shepherd's Bush, dear. What a dump. I mean, you and I could never afford to buy a house in Shepherd's Bush. Let me tell you, when that sun comes, they got this tiny little piece of green, which is basically a roundabout, okay? And all the cars go round this roundabout, right? You choke to death on the fumes, of course, until the ULEZ comes in, when it will be much cleaner. Thank you, the great Sadiq Khan, arsehole. Anyway, they all sit on this, and when the sun comes out, you can't see the green. It's just a sea of people there eating picnics and people doing exercising, and there's a funny smell. I don't know what cigarettes they're smoking, but there's a very funny smell as you drive around the dump known as Shepherd's Bush Green.
Yeah, I expect there is.
Oh, horrible old place that, I tell you.
I can imagine, yeah.
What was that? Did you
what
just
they've
pass
done to her.
wind? You sounded like you just farted. Has Martin come on the line?
He must be, because I wouldn't dare do such things on
Oh, I should
on your
hope not,
phone
my
call.
love. Apparently that woman, Katie Price, farted on her own podcast the other day. How awful.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
Katie
no.
Price. She's Katie Price. She's the only woman I know. She has to take her top off just to count up to 2.
Well, I don't know if she farted or it was air leaking out from one of her breasts. Maybe she had to pump it up again.
it was probably both, yeah. She's
Oh,
probably got
whatever
that-
makes them happy. If you're happy putting in a new pair of breasts, and so be it. Dear me,
Yeah,
it's very
not
costly.
that I ever had to with this.
Well, I've got them at the moment. I'm a bit fat at the moment. I'm 13 stone 11 now, Dan. What are you?
I don't know. I haven't weighed myself for ages. I
Oh.
don't know. We might have the bathroom scales there. So he was, what, 13 stones 2?
Could you go and weigh
Right.
yourself now, please?
It depends. Well, we don't know. I'm at my mum's, so I don't know where the bathroom scales...
Well, could you ask her?
I don't think she'd like to be interrupted at this.
Why, is she asleep?
You probably, yeah. Or,
Well, can you wake her
or
up?
something. No, I don't
Why?
think. Oh,
You need to weigh yourself. We need to know.
Right, I'll tell you what, Chris, you hang on a minute. I think I might know where they are.
Okay, well, you
I
go
think
and
I
have a
might be able
look,
to sneak
and
in
I'll
there.
read a couple of these messages out there
Right,
while
okay.
you're off. Okay, I'll wait for you. Tim says I don't believe in Amazon. He goes to a shop called CEX. Yes, very good. Actually, I bought one of my 2 webcams from CEX. Much cheaper for his DVDs and charity shops or cheap places like that. It goes to Primark for his clothes. I get stuff in Primark as well. He loves Freevee. They have the old episodes of Neighbours on there, which I didn't know on the Amazon Freevee there. Thank you very much. Let's have a look there. A couple of texts coming in there. Hello to Mark Bowl. Oh, Mark says, thank you, Mark. You're still there, my lover. Little Mark. And Peter Lake's there. Good evening, Peter. Is watching us on a 55-inch TV tonight, having a cup of tea. Thank you, Peter, to you. Just over there on the YouTube. Let's just scroll back a little bit. Gary Ross says there's a lot of people I've seen in McDonald's. They buy one coffee and sit there all day using the free internet. I've seen these businessmen bring their clients in and use the place to have a business meeting. Fancy having a business meeting in McDonald's. I mean, God's sake, man. Isn't it? Mick Davenport says the only decent thing at McDonald's are the big tasties and the strawberry milkshake. I saw, was it McDonald's or... I don't know if it was McDonald's or somewhere else. And it was a massive burger. It had 4 bits of burger in it. Who's doing those one? Is that McDonald's? Hello to Anthony Mark and congratulations on getting a job in Cornwall. I saw that the other day. There we are. Ways to save money. Weird City. Separate your toilet roll to halve your bathroom bills. Yeah, but your fingers go through it, don't they? You can't have it too thin. I mean, I must admit, I buy cheap toilet roll from Aldi. My mate gets his from Waitrose. And I've got to be honest, this toilet paper is so thick it blocks up his bloody toilet. It does. It blocks up his toilet. And the rolls are huge. They're not like the ones I get. And I'm wondering, am I saving money buying those cheap toilet rolls? Or would I be better off spending more money in Waitrose and getting the great big thick ones? And they're huge. They're so big. I'm not so sure I'm saving money, to be honest. Jason, one of the worst McDonald's for trouble is in Manchester, always in the Charlie Veitch channel. I don't know what that is, Charlie Veitch. Is that a YouTube thing? Here we go, Weird City. Save money on shoes by painting your feet black. Mick Davenport, jet wash your backside to save money on toilet paper. Some people need a jet wash on their backsides, I tell you that. Thank you very much. Scrolling down there. One moment, please. Anyone else? I'm just trying to scroll down here. Good evening to Alan Russell. Thank you, sir. Right. Alan Russell, Chris, what is the dearest item you've ever bought? Well, that would be a house. House. Followed by car. Followed by solar panels, I would imagine. In that order. In that level of expense. Oh, can you include divorce? That's one of the more expensive things. Jason is advising you, Daniel, please put both feet on the scales, you naughty boy. And Tim says burgers from Amigos are far nicer. There are 2 branches in one way, one in Tooting and one in Streatham. I don't know Amigos. I've never heard of those. Alan Russell, the caravan. No, actually, the caravan wasn't too bad at all, Alan. It was £8,000. I bought that with the money I got a little payout from. I have two pensions. They've both done, and you get a lump sum, you see. So with that lump sum, I did buy the caravan and a couple of other bits and pieces. Caravan was only £8,000. It's very old, and it's kind of, it's coming towards the end of its life. My nephew, Gary, keeps that going. He maintains it, and my brother-in-law. Usually, if there's something to be done, Gary or Martin, if you see what I mean, depending on what it is, will go round there and very kindly sort it out for me. And if Gary goes around there, usually he'll ring up my brother-in-law to ask for advice, and Gary carries it out. And then he makes his videos out of them, and I sort of get him chips, dinner and stuff like that, as a way of saying thank you, because they won't take any money for it. Are you back now, Dan? Are you, dear?
Yeah, we can't find
Hi, Chris Reardon. Sorry?
We can't find them.
Oh, what do you mean you can't find them? Well, I'll estimate your weight. Could you stand on that? Have you got your mobile phone with you?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a special app on my phone. So if you stand on it, I'll be able to tell you what your weight is.
I'm not standing.
Pardon?
Stand on my phone. It's
sta-
bright.
Stand on your phone, and if I can just log into your Facebook. Right, I've got your Facebook up now. If you just stand on your phone, I'll be able to see how much you weigh.
You're joking, aren't you?
So, are you
I couldn't.
Let me know when you're standing on the phone, Dan.
I would not dare.
Are you on the phone?
Oh, stand on my
no!
phone.
Quickly, get off it! Get off it! Quickly, get off it!
I told
Get
you,
off it!
I knew it.
Oh my God! Alarm went off then, darling. No, you better not do that again, darling. You'll break the phone.
I was absolutely right there. It's bad enough with a crack at the top, let alone me breaking it anymore.
Yeah, dreadful, really.
But I'll tell you what, Chris, I'll leave you with this one last thought. If you want to go about saving money, somebody said years ago, if you want to save money on dental costs, just paint your teeth with Tipex.
Oh, God, that's awful, isn't it? Eh? Thank you, Dan. A pleasure to hear you tonight.
Yes.
Ta-ra now.
Okay.
Bye, Dan. Oh, yeah, Dan calling in there from Romford in Essex. We're talking at the moment about ways to save money. They can be as silly as you want. I was saying a little bit earlier on before Dan called in, sharing a plate of chips or something like that. Can you think of any other ways to save money? Okay. Darren is highly amused by that call. I'm pleased you are, Darren. That's what we're here to do. Make you smile and try and forget about your own sad, lonely, pathetic lives. Talking to people with sad, lonely, pathetic lives, look who it is. It's Ross Patzelt from the Anglia television area. Good evening, Ross, who says, good evening, dear. Tuned in, escaping the three girls in this house, singing and dancing to One Direction. Oh, don't. Just a moment. There we are. One moment, please. One moment, please. Thank you very much. Singing and dancing to One Direction, his daughters are at the moment. Thank God you're on for some sanity. Charlie Veach, is it Veach or Veach, is awesome. He does vlogs in Manchester. I've never heard of him. I shall just write that down, that name, as you say, Ross. Charlie Veach. Ross is one of the Reach on Air presenters. He's with you tomorrow, actually, doing a 3-hour show tomorrow, 11 till 2. Do you like doing those long shows? They're not really for me, I'm afraid. They're not really for me. 3-hour shows, I mean, I've no interest. That hour show I do every morning, I love doing that. But it's just enough. I meant to ask Di this morning, because she's been doing 10 till 11 this week. Actually, she's on tomorrow. She's lovely. DJ Di in the Grampian television area. And she's on tomorrow. So tomorrow morning on Reach on Air, I'm doing... Who's on before me? Is anyone on before me? Let's have a quick look. Because you can imagine, people don't like to be left out, do they? The amount of people that got FOMO, fear of missing out, haven't they? Let's have a look. Oh, it's DJ Clive tomorrow at 7 a.m. Me at 9 a.m. DJ Di at 10 a.m. Oh, no, you're not on. I thought he was on tomorrow. Oh, hang on a minute. That's today. I'm reading today's schedule. Hang on. Let's try again, please. Try again. Okay, so there's no one on before me. I could do 8 till 9, couldn't I? 8 till 10. No, I don't want to do 8 till 10. No. I'm on at 9 for an hour. DJ Di at 10. And then Ross Pat's out for 3 hours. Wow. And then we've got DJ Kev. I don't know DJ Kev. He does 80s, I think. 80s are still popular, aren't they? The old 80s. Ross says, I don't think the scales go up to his weight, dear. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Dan? He's calling you fat, Dan. How rude. Dear me. Ross Patzelt has got 2 scales, one for each foot. Dear. Dreadful. Ross says it's too much hassle doing the show when the girls are here, so doing it when they are out. I hate not doing the 10 a.m. show. We hate you not doing the 10 a.m. show, but DJ Jai is very good. She's got that, vibe going on that we have. Where you're actually talking to someone rather than just reeling out a list of what's on next and the time and the station name. I like the vibe. I like the friendly vibe. The music is important, but to me, listen to the radio, it's the friendly vibe. But Tony Blackburn always had a friendly vibe, didn't he, eh? Anyway, he says, so he's going to do a show when the girls are not there. I hate not doing a 10 a.m. show, but just easier in the holidays, dear. I know what you mean. And you're very lucky, actually. I'm going to play you a song now, boys and girls. Back on YouTube in a moment or two. All right, my darlings. And as Ross has said here, he's escaping in the house. The girls are just singing and dancing to...
a regular tool, but some things you just don't realize, even though they're happening right in front of your eyes. I'm not even sure just what went wrong.
Evening to you.
Chris Reardon, Tuesday night, reach on it.
Wow, there's some rude words coming on my message system from Ross Patzel. Are you listening? Bertie, Aaron, Carl, he's using bad words on your message system. We are talking this evening about how can we save money. Okay? Your answers can be as silly as you want. Mick Davenport says, I'm tight. The dearest thing I bought was the 4 Bounty bars I bribed Mandy's mum to let me marry her daughter. Don't marry you, marry me. Is that all she cost? 4 Bounty. Did you hear that, Mandy? It's him, Mandy. It's him. Dear me. Jason, the neighbour brings over old clothes for me to use as rags. There's some good stuff, but this thong is killing me tonight. You can call in.
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
Jason Hughes has got chafing tonight. Don't you hate that chafing? Oh, dear. And I tell you what, here's a lesson I learned some years ago. Never wear swimming shorts as shorts. Oh, my God. The pain. And you're all red raw under there, aren't you? And there's nothing you can do if that's all you've got with you at the time. Awful, awful. Can you think of anything else? Let's have a look there. So I've got, what about food items? I mean, like I said right at the beginning of all this, sharing a plate of chips with someone is one thing, you know, and even a sandwich. But how about sharing a nice piece of chewing gum with someone? You know, as a way of saving money. Yeah, do you want something? Yeah, they usually do that if it's someone's partner, isn't it? Or someone that you fancy. You know. You wouldn't mind sharing a piece of chewing gum, perhaps, with someone you fancy. For example, Mark Bowles, you know. I'd very happily share my piece of chewing gum with Mark Bowles. I really would. Dan Woodhouse, do you think there's anyone that you might want to share chewing gum with you? Or, more importantly, would someone want to share chewing gum with you, I wonder? Eh? What about you, Vera? Is there anyone that you might want to share a piece of chewing gum with? Or a boiled sweet? Eh? A boiled sweet? Yeah, you could have, a lemon sherbet. You know those lemon sherbet things? Have a little suck of that. Then pass it to one of your friends and you can have a little suck after that. And then maybe pass it to a third friend. Depending, of course, how many friends you've got. Mark Bowles would like to share all sorts with me. All sorts. I know all sorts. I'm going to mean, what are they? Oh, licorice all sorts. Not keen on licorice all sorts, to be honest, Mark. But if you've had a piece of that in your mouth, I'll happily put it in mine. Put it that way. Apparently, Dan Woodhouse can't have gum. Why is that, Dan? Have you got false teeth? Do they clack a little bit? Vera says she's done it already, but she's been sharing her boiled sweet with someone. A little bit of suck. Or a lick of your... Do you want a lick of my ice cream? No, I don't. Go away. Any other ways of sharing and saving a little bit of money, gang?
Call in now. 020-8144-3477.
I've got a little list of stuff here. Ways to save money. Go to bed when it gets dark. We've already said that one, haven't we? It says going to bed for the night as soon as it gets dark is one of my more silly money-saving tips. You'll be saving on your electric bills. You also can't do online shopping when it's dark. Do you, as just a matter of interest, do you pick up the mobile phone? You know, I mean, we all do it, don't we, when we're sitting there watching the telly. But do you pick it up and suddenly open up Amazon and just have a look? Even if there's nothing that you want, say, you know, it's a different thing sitting here. So, I need to buy some, I don't know, some toothpaste. And you pick up, because you're lazy and you don't like going shopping, you pick up your mobile phone, open up Amazon, toothpaste order, right? Do you ever pick up the phone and just fire up Amazon and see what the special offers are? Does anyone do that? Anyone do that at all? A matter of interest? Duke Silver's there. Chris is so lazy, he never goes shopping. Incorrect. I go shopping, Duke Silver. I learnt that. I've never done... Well, yes, I did. When it was the pandemic, I think I had one grocery delivery from... I think it was Morrison's. Just one. And it's the only time I've ever had a supermarket delivery. I don't like it. I like to go in the supermarket and have a look round. I mean, I go in for specific things, and then if I've got bits of time, I'll just have a little look around while I'm here. You know. I never, ever order from anywhere, not even Ocado, if you don't mind me saying, Duke Silver. So it just shows you how much you know about me, doesn't it? Answer, nothing. Oh, thank you, Vera, for the crocodile and Mark for the finger heart there. No, I like to go in the supermarket and get it. Yeah, Jason says, if we all went to bed when it got dark, Chris wouldn't have any viewers. Well, hardly any as it is. I don't think I'd notice, to be honest. Someone was asking me about the morning shows the other day. I can't remember. Do you know that's nearly... I think that's got to be 3... When was the last morning show? Can you have a look through them, Vera, for us on the YouTube? My last morning show. We used to do this every morning. 9.30, I think it was, wasn't it? Something like that. But, yeah. There's a lot of work, that was. A lot of work. Vera, sharing food with kids is a no-no. It ends up on the floor, nose, then back on the plate. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? Gosh. Thank you, Mark. Mick Davenport, flatulence under the duvet to save on electric blankets. There you go. Warm toilet seat. Oh, I like that. Off the beaten track. Oh, imagine having a lovely warm toilet seat. Well, we had that at Claridge's. Heated toilet seats. And a little jet of water coming up at you afterwards. Oh, it was wonderful. I love the jet of water. I was on there for hours. Hours. What were the toilets? I think they were Toto toilets. Toto from Japan. Oh, they were real luxury. I kept saying I was going to get one. £3,000. Actually, I don't think they are that much. They're not as much as you think they are. There we are. It's just a moment. Thank you, Mark. That is a very amusing comment. Something about licking something off a stinging nettle. That's all I can say, I'm afraid. Ways to save money. Come on, gang. Put your heads together. Think of some more. Cutting your own hair. I do that. In fact, I'm due a cut. Cutting your own hair. Trips to the salon cost money. When you're on a tight budget, cutting your hair yourself is an awesome money-saving tip. Easier for some than others. I actually don't like cutting my hair, but I've now been doing it for so long since the pandemic because we couldn't go to hairdressers. I ordered a pair of clippers, so it's reasonably easy. It's not really difficult because when you do one side of the head fairly easy. When you try and do the other side, you can't swap hands. That doesn't work. Or it doesn't work for me. You've got to use the same hand and you're round here and you always miss a bit somewhere. Which I try and pick up by holding a mobile phone behind me, and I have an iPad and I'm doing like a Facebook Live to myself, although a couple of times I've mucked that up and I've gone Facebook Live to the public. Always find that quite amusing. It's a little setting you haven't done properly. So I cut my own hair. If you're using like a shaver type thing, then it's reasonably easy, I suppose, to actually cut someone's hair like a woman's hair with proper scissors or something like that. I wouldn't attempt something like that. I don't think I'd be able to do that. It says if you're considering shaving it off altogether or just trimming up the back of your head, here's some advice. Make sure you know how to cleanly cut and style your own hair before doing so. I don't think I would attempt cutting hair with a pair of scissors. Jason, go around to relatives for dinner. Tea saves a fortune. There you go. We're going round to Dan Woodhouse's house this week. We're all coming round your house Thursday, Dan, for dinner to save money. Yes. Here's another one. Hoard everything. Have we got any hoarders here? Who holds on to stuff? Who holds on to stuff? Do you? Room full of rubbish? Or attic? Hoarding stuff. It says you never know when something's going to be useful. Rubber bands, empty egg boxes, old cereal boxes, old pens and pencils. Oh, it sounds like an episode of Blue Peter, doesn't it? With John Noakes, King of Blue Peter. Whatever you have laying around your home can be used for something else eventually. Unfortunately, until you do find a use, this money-saving hack means you have to live with piles of stuff that take up space. It's true. Have you seen some of those hoarding programs on the telly? Wow. Unbelievable. Actually, when I was working fixing telephones, I went round to someone's house and the fault, I'd run along the cable and the fault was in this room. And I remember saying to the person who owned this place, I said, I need to go in this room. He said, oh, do you really need to go in there? It's a little bit messy. I said, well, yeah. I said, the fault's going in from this side of it, and it's also going in from outside the window. So it's in there somewhere, the problem. Oh, okay. And he opened this door. Well, I can't remember if it was a he or she. It's pretty irrelevant anyway. And it was just piles, and the smell. Oh, I can't tell you. It was just piles and piles of household rubbish. And I couldn't work out why someone would... I mean, literally from the floor to the ceiling was bags of black bags full of household rubbish. Strange, isn't it? And obviously I didn't go in there. I called my governor. And what happens then is they send around the social services who clear out the room, and then we go in and fix the problem. Which was, it was moisture had got in somewhere from like a leaking milk carton or something like that. I mean, it was just awful. I don't know what possesses people to do that. It's not like they couldn't get down the stairs. They opened the door for me, you know. Strange, isn't it? Flush less. Anyone got a water meter? Do you flush your toilet less or not? I do. I don't always flush it. Depends what I've done in it. Certainly, you know, you go in a toilet, sometimes you grab a bit of toilet paper, blow your nose and chuck the toilet paper down the toilet. I wouldn't flush it then, for example. It says the more you flush, the more water and energy goes down the drain. Stop flushing toilet paper, tissues or anything else that is biodegradable to help your savings. Now, a toilet flush actually takes a huge amount of water, believe it or not. And I always knew that, but I didn't really realise it until the water froze at the caravan. Right? So, I knew this before I got to the caravan, and I bought, I think my nephew took round a few, is it 1.5 litres? You know, the Coke bottles, the big ones. Is it 1.5 litres? One of those. He took round a couple of those, and I used the toilet. Well, 2 of those didn't fill up the cistern. I think it's about 5 litres every time you flush a toilet. It's quite a lot of water, believe it or not. So if you can not flush it as much, it's a good idea. Especially if you're on a meter. Who's on a water meter? Vera, the last morning show was at 7:30 on Friday the 22nd of October. Yes. Yeah, that sounds about right, because I did as one last thing move it to 7:30 a.m. I just got fed up doing them. They weren't going anywhere. The amount of people watching them never went out. And I just got fed up doing them in the end. Jason, take sandwiches to work instead of going in Greg's. No chance of that happening with me. Yeah, but Greg's are fairly reasonable, aren't they? I don't feel ripped off whenever I go into a Greg's, really. Jason said morning shows were a 9 a.m. start. They were, mainly. But then we moved a couple to... We tried it 7:30 in the morning. So I think they moved to 7:30 in the morning to allow me to be able to do the radio show as well. And I found that too much. So I had to make a choice, and I chose the radio show. So I'm very happy doing every morning. Very happy. I don't think you are wrong. You're probably right there with that one, Vera. I think you're probably right that. All right. Sparky Marks there. He's just watched a strange new drama on BBC One called The Wolf. Yes. I saw that come up in my suggestions. Are you recommending that? Because if so, I might watch one of those after the show tonight. I might watch one of those. Dave Squires is on after me tonight here at Reach on Air, just after 11 o'clock, all right? LaBelle's there in New York. Good evening, LaBelle. Hello, Matt Phillips. You think I'm looking good, Matt? I'll dress up like this for our first date if you want me to, my love. He likes the blue. Blue is the colour. Football is a game. Don't say that to my nephew. He's mad on football. I'll watch it then. Thank you very much. Peter Lake, to save money, do not buy any takeaways. Excellent idea. Yesterday, I went up my mate's house. And just before I left, he texted me. He said, do you fancy a pizza? My treat. Well, all you've got to say is my treat, because let me tell you, no one takes me out to dinner. I haven't been taken out to dinner for years and years. Are you listening, you two? Years and years. So my mate says, do you want a pizza? I said, yes. So anyway, I got up there. I said, go on then. He said, what? I said, how much? Well, he says, and he always does this. He says, well, what I bought should have cost 50 quid. 50 quid? All I had was I don't know if he had anything else. He must have had something else. He said it should have been 50 quid, but I've got a voucher and it was 30 quid. So I had a medium pizza, vegetarian thing with extra pineapple on it, that's all. And he had a medium pizza. I mean, how can that come to 50 bloody quid? Jesus. But he says he had a voucher for it, so it was 30 quid. But even 30 quid, see, I don't do that. There's a particular pizza I like. It's, I think it's Chicago pizza something or other, and it's got stuffed crust with tomato sauces stuff, is what it's rather than cheese. Tomato sauce stuffed around the outside, and then like that in Iceland they're £4.50. You know, 2 for £9. Chicago Town Pizza, I'm sure that's the one, Mark. Yeah, £4.50. 15 quid for a bleeding pizza. It's outrageous. He pays it though. He's happy to do that. Sometimes he orders fish and chips and they come and deliver it. I just won't pay it. I'm getting tighter as I'm getting older. I won't even pay someone to do my windows. I'm up a ladder, hour and a half, one side of the house. I still haven't done the other side. Hour and a half. No point in doing that for the next few days. It's going to pour down with rain, isn't it? It's terrible. Terrible. Is anyone else going to call in tonight? Mick Davenport, two 14-inch pizzas in Bristol, £10. Oh, yes. Well, he got his from Domino's, didn't he, you see? I remember I met up with a friend of mine about a year ago in Camden. About 6 months ago. Camden. She runs a pub. A lovely lady. I used to work with her in Belushi's. Her name's Cara. And that was one of the best jobs I ever had. Belushi's doing the karaoke on a Wednesday night. And I was there for about 5.5 years. Loved it. Anyway, a few of us have kept in touch. Old staff, you know. And now and again we meet up at... She's got a pub in Camden. I can't remember what it's called now. It's not the Camden Eye. Can't remember now. And afterwards, you know, so it's closed at 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock we say goodbye. And there's a pizza shop just over the road. And I think he's only 6 quid or something like that. You know. I don't mind that, really. Mick Davenport, if I want a warm toilet seat, I get Mandy to sit on it for half an hour. It's him, Mandy. I mean, this insolence tonight. It can't go unpunished, Mandy. It can't go unpunished, my love. Make your own fake takeaway, says Peter. Yes, people do that. Again, talking of the Butler's Empire channel, you've seen them doing Subways and McDonald's. Homemade, I think he did homemade McDonald's sauce once, because they got this tangy sauce that they put on their Big Macs, don't they? Yeah. Yeah. Let us know your review on the show tomorrow. Watching Bad Wolf? Yeah, I'll try and watch a little episode of that when I finish the show tonight. Because once I've finished, There's nothing else for me to do in here tonight. Dan Woodhouse was going to jump out of the closet with a... I don't know what he's talking about there. What are you talking about now? Oh, you must be talking to each other there. I don't know what you're talking about there. Let's take Vera's call. Good evening, Vera, from Vera's Choice in the Morning. Reach on air.
Hello.
Would you like your
Hello.
jingle? Would you like your jingle?
Yes, I did actually.
Do you want your jingle?
Go on then.
Do you want your jingle?
Yes, because there's a lot of new faces and names that I've not seen before on TikTok and YouTube.
Okay.
Don't know the jingle.
There is choice in the morning. Reach on air.
Oh, yeah. The drums there are really good, aren't they, Vera?
Oh, God, yes, definitely.
Anyway, what you got for me tonight, darling?
Well, it's an
hang
open
on a
house
minute.
topic tonight.
Hang on,
is it
Vera.
not?
Hold up, Vera. Mark really likes that. Mark, would you like to hear it again? I think you want to hear Vera's Choice of Ringo. I'm going to play it again. Stand by, Vera.
There is choice in the morning. Reach on air.
What people don't know is that the person singing that is Gary's wife and his daughter. That's actually Gary's wife, Stacey, and his daughter, Evie, singing that. So there we are. Anyway, Vera, carry on, darling. Sorry to
Yes.
to interject. Sorry to eject.
Yes.
Interject. Sorry to interject. Carry on, dear.
There's lots of talent
Chris
in
Reardon.
the
Sorry.
Reardon and Butler family. That's all I can say.
Commence
Lots of talent
speaking.
there in the family. So, I'm not quite sure what to topic because Dan's covered a range of topics in one phone
You
call.
just say what you want, darling. Don't worry about that, my love.
Well, he did touch on the subject of managers, and he didn't know whether it was the managers in supermarkets or the staff or the customers. I would say it's a combination of all three
Doing
at
what?
the moment. I mean, as most people know, I do work for Sainsbury's, and we are literally being run into the ground. I mean, we've got so much work, but they're not giving us enough staff to do it, and they expect us to do what would be a three-man job into one-person job, which is virtually impossible. Virtually impossible. And
Well,
now
I
that
mean,
we've got a new...
What I would say on that is perhaps you should work a bit harder then, Vera.
we're all working too
You know,
hard.
I mean,
And
trouble
now
is-
that we've got...
People like yourselves and care workers and nurses, I mean, what do you actually do? Hardly do any work at all.
If that was the case, there'll be nothing on the shelves for anyone to
Shocking.
buy.
Shocking state of
I mean,
affairs. Carry on, dear.
But we've now been introduced to a new store manager at the store who is giving us hell at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yes, but basically what it is, it's filtered down. You've got, I wouldn't say that the person in question is second in command, but they seem to think they are in second in command. So when the new blood comes into the store, that second in command is feeding the new person with all the information. 9 times out of 10, it's lies about the colleagues and
Lies.
staff.
Yes.
So they've already been fed this information, fed the poison, and now they're giving us hell for no reason because of what this person had told them.
Oh, dear.
But I'm hoping that he's going to see the light and judge for himself
Just
what
give me the
we
light.
are like.
Just give me the light. Just give me that. Just give. Sorry, carry on.
So I'm hoping that he will see us for what we do and how much we do rather than go by what someone has told them. It's one of those things, it's like a playground thing again, all over again, isn't it? He said, she said, blah, 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 and then it ends up in a massive fight and whatnot.
Vera, everyone knows who runs your branch of Sainsbury's, darling. They think it's the managers. We know it's you, love. It's the beady eyes of Vera that doesn't miss anything going around in there, my love. Who is it?
Well, not just at work, but out of work as well.
Yeah.
But it got to the point, you said it yourself in the past, that you know when you've had enough and time to go.
Oh, yes.
Especially
yes.
with the BT thing, when you work for BT and various other jobs down the line. You stuck it out as long as you could, but you just didn't feel happy there, and you just thought, no, enough was enough. I'm beginning to feel that way at the moment, but I don't want to be stupid by doing so, because that money does pay some of my bills and gives me entertainment after work as well. I can go out and have fun with it as well with the extra money.
You must be very careful. You don't want to don't cut off your breasts to annoy your chest. I think that's the correct expression. Continue.
I've not heard that saying before.
I'm sure that's correct.
I thought
Isn't
it was
something like
cut
that?
off your nose to suit your face.
Oh, my sister wants to thank you. She's just popped up in the chat box. See, you never know who's listening. You have to be so careful these days, dear.
Exactly,
So careful.
exactly.
Continue.
And by the way, Sharon, I did watch the camping video. Loved it. Loved every minute of it.
There you are. See, did you like the bit where she was reversing out?
Yes. That was
very,
fantastic.
very funny. Very funny.
But the only
going
thing,
camping.
I know...
They're going for camping real I think it's this weekend they're going. Camping for real.
Yeah. The only thing, sort of jumping across subjects here, the only thing that concerns me about the camping trip, it seems like I can just visualise a lot of things would be brought along for this camping trip.
Right.
Too many things, I think.
Like
if
what?
it's going to be your first camping trip ever, you're going to be bringing the kitchen sink and the whole shebang. I can see that happening somehow, where it's meant to be minimalistic as a camping trip.
Oh,
but
no.
If you want comfort, then bring it along, for comfort.
I got a
bring your
feeling,
comfort
actually, knowing my sister, I don't think they will take along the kitchen sink, if you see what I mean. There are people that would do that. Now, my mate, when I go on holiday, not camping, on holiday with my mate, right, he has one suitcase, which is just toiletries. Creams and sprays and aftershaves. That's one suitcase. It is crazy. Continue.
But, yes, I mean, when I went to India for 3 weeks, I just had a suitcase that fits in the cabin.
How was your stomach when you went to India?
How was the what, sorry?
Your stomach.
It was fine, because I do a lot of travelling. I've been around various parts of the world, and I do have to be careful what I eat and where I go. India is not the cleanest places of all places to just eat whatever you want. I mean, Paul and Guy, they've got strong iron stomachs. I don't know how they weren't ill, but the first night we arrived in Delhi, Delhi Belly. Funny
Delhi Belly, yeah. Well, that's what they call it, isn't it? When you get a bad stomach there.
They were hungry, so was I, and they went into the place they went beforehand because they had been to India before.
Right.
So this was their second trip. So they went into their favourite place that they knew of, and I sat there and I thought, I can't do it. I can't. I looked around and I thought, no, maybe I'm a snob in certain ways, but I can't do it. I can't sit in a place and just eat food. I need to look around the scenario, what's going on and where it's coming from before I could say, yes, okay. Yeah. I mean, the tables were dirty. I don't know what was crawling on the floor, but it might have been a rat or mouse. I'm not sure.
We didn't have any of that at Claridge's, my love. None of that going on there.
Well, yes. I mean, you won't get that in India. I mean, if they built a hotel like that in India, so be it.
There must be an hotel like that in India. There's got to be 5-star hotels in India, surely.
Yes, you got Mumbai. We didn't, and Goa. We didn't go to that area. We went around the other side of India, and then you've got the wonderful Rat Temple, and our driver, the Rat Temple. There's a temple. R-A-T.
Oh my God, what's
and
that?
And it's a pink temple just for rats, which they go in and worship rats. Probably about 40,000 rats in this temple.
Oh, do they bite you?
I didn't go in the temple. I refused to go anywhere within 100 yards of that place.
A rat temple? I must look this up.
Well, yes, a rat temple. They go in there and they feed the rats and they bless the rats and whatever they do with the rats, I am not sure. I didn't, get involved with it. And the driver said, "Oh, would you like to have something to eat?" And I said, "What, next door to the rat temple?" No. Can you please put your foot down on the accelerator and keep going until I tell you to stop?
Is this
Which
it
he
here?
did.
The Rat Temple of Rajasthan.
That could be it. Pink.
Rajasthan.
It's pink.
Yeah, it's a very light shade of pink. More of a peach,
Yes,
I would
that's
say.
the one. That's the one.
Oh my God,
yes.
there's all the... Oh my God! They're just rats. There's people sitting next to them saying prayers.
Yes.
Oh, Father Danny wouldn't have any of that, my love, at the church. Dear me.
Yes. Yes.
And you have to go in barefoot. It says here,
No, I did, no.
you have to enter
I
the
did go
Rat
in there.
Temple barefoot.
Yes.
Oh, you must tread on all the drop-ins. Oh, that's not nice, is it,
Well,
dear?
it's not so much that, but they I don't know if it's milk or a bowl of milk, and all the rats are in there
Yeah, there's
drinking
bowls of
and
milk.
eating, and
They're drinking bowls
they
of milk
eat-
in this video.
with them as well. Yes, they
Strange.
eat the food that the rats eat, and I thought, no, I don't fancy that.
We've got an update on Sharon's camping. Round 2 is on Thursday. That's where they're actually going away, I believe. She's taking one of the dogs, Dougal, which is great. Where are you going, sis? On holiday? Bless the rats and then feed them to the snakes. Oh, don't, Jason. I've seen YouTube videos like that. Actually, my great niece Evie quite enjoys watching snakes eating things on YouTube, unless it's bunny rabbits. She gets very upset if you put bunny rabbits being eaten by snakes in the search engine.
Do I get the feeling that Evie at some point will end up with a pet snake?
Well, she might end
can
up
see
with a
her
pet
doing
snake.
that.
Yeah, she could end up. She could marry a snake or a rat.
Or-
that's what
Not
people are doing
marry
now.
them.
There's some woman who married a rug, didn't she? Do you remember that? She married a rug. What a thicko! What a thicko!
Was that on the Jerry Springer show by any
Well, it's
chance?
not on the Chris Reardon show, which comes to incidentally in full colour this evening and in stereo for those of you with suitable decoders. Continue.
So has your sister come back with where she's going
No,
yet?
we want to know where you're going, Sharon. Where you going on holiday? Yeah, maybe you could go to the Rat Temple. Is there one of those in Lincolnshire?
I'm sure one could be arranged.
Oh dear.
If they escape from somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
could.
But,
Continue.
Yes, so going back to the work scenario, yes, I'm not going to jump the gun and just quit. It's so tempting to do so, but realistically, I have to think about how the economy is doing in this country, and it's not looking good.
No.
And the way prices are rising, like gas, electricity, food, you name it. I don't think my pension... I mean, I can quite happily survive on my pension, but for how long? That's
Well,
the question.
could you do something perhaps like catch a pigeon or something like that?
What? Catch a pigeon?
Yeah, to eat. Could you catch a pigeon?
Why would I... I'm a
Well,
vegetarian. Why would I want to catch a pigeon?
Well, you just said you're worried about prices going up and things like that. You must get pigeons there. I know you get squirrels on your balcony, don't you?
Yeah, I get squirrels and magpies, yes.
Magpie. 1 for sorrow and 2 for joy. 3 for a girl and 4 for a boy. 5 for silver and 6 for gold. 7 for a secret never to be told. Magpie. Sorry?
Oh, my Lord.
I'm just going to give you a little tempting listen of what song's coming on next, Vera. Listen carefully, listen. Any idea what that is, darling? What's that coming on next?
No, I can't.
I'll do it again. Any idea what that is, Vera?
No.
Worry not. It's one of your favourites. It's one of your favourites. That's what I do. I take people who are permanently depressed and unhappy, and I make them happy, you see? And I'm going to do that with
Well,
a
you
song
are
for
a happy
later.
soul.
You've got to be
You're
happy.
happy
Don't want to be
soul.
one of these miserable people moaning about their various illnesses and that, like on Facebook all the time, dear me. Here we are.
No,
So here's Sharon. She's going to the nurseries at Alford, Alford, which is a nice place. I've been there.
Oh.
In actual fact, do you remember the Christmas video I did in a garden centre?
Yes.
I think that was at Alford, if I remember rightly. So she's going to Alford Nursery. Well, are there
that'll be
children
fun.
there then? Oh no, the nursery's holiday park. There it is. Alford, let me just have a quick look. Just bringing that up on my interesting nurse. Oh yeah, it looks quite all right. Trouble is with, I mean, I told you before, caravans are very noisy, if you see what I mean. You can hear everything. There's no insulation. Tents, even worse.
Exactly the same.
And
yeah.
it's just a good job.
I knew that.
It's a good job that my sister and her husband are so old now that they wouldn't make those noises, shall we say, that perhaps you make when you're a bit younger. And it's the first
Well,
time.
how do you know?
Well,
They're
I
young at
don't.
heart. How do you know?
I don't listen at the door.
I said, how would you know? They're young at heart.
Young at heart. Don't say heart. That's a swear word on the radio, darling.
I said the one that beeps.
Beep.
Padam, padam.
Beep,
That one.
beep, beep. Sorry?
Well, all I can say is the tent that they've got was... I wish I had that tent 20, 30 years ago.
Yes, a nice
because
tent.
that would save us a lot of time and trouble. Trying to put up a tent in a thunderstorm was not ideal.
Oh, well, that's how it was in those days, wasn't it? They were difficult. I mean, those scout tents we had to put up. You had to put these poles together. Oh, my God. You couldn't do it on your own, especially like a patrol
No.
tent. So that was for like 6 boys in there. You get 6 boys in there. I would all be smoking. God knows we never managed to set one of the tents alight. I mean,
You'd be
seriously.
surprised.
And the skipper would come along and he'd open the tent door in the morning. You lot been smoking in here? No, Skip. like he wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, when you're an adult, you know all the tricks of the trade, but
Yeah.
the kids don't know that.
That's right.
But
yeah.
they will eventually when they become adults themselves
Yeah.
for the next generation.
true.
Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you because I've rambled on far too much.
Correct.
And obviously you've got music to play for your audience.
Yeah, I have some music for you coming up now. As always on YouTube, you don't get the same music, I'm afraid. It's worth switching across to reachonair.com just for the song. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 10 seconds or so to do that so you can hear the music because there's a lovely little song I've got coming up, which you'll know
Brilliant.
straight away, Vera. And I'll let you go and I'll wait a little while because it'll take you a while to go back onto TikTok, won't it? I would imagine.
Yeah, well, not 2 seconds.
I'll give you 10 seconds. All right. See you, Vera. Thank you, darling. There we are. Vera there from Vera's Choice in the morning. Always a pleasure to hear her little voice there. Nurseries at Alford. Yeah, that's what my sister said. What's Peter Lake saying? London Weekend Television. Your weekend ITV. Would you like the ident for that? It's one of my favourite idents. Not the old one, the more recent one. Here it comes. I love this. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, baby. Right, Vera should have her thing on there. So, let's have another song. You're
City has a special morning voice. Speaks to me through an open window, masquerading as noise. 10 million people waking up, and somehow I'm the lucky guy who gets to make you a coffee cup. And if I ever forget what matters most, if I am giving up the ghost, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall. And if I stumble and fall, if I make a mess of it all, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall. star. And if I ever forget what matters most, if I am giving up the ghost, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall. And if I stumble and fall, if I make a mess of it all, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall. Oh yeah, Oh, and if I ever forget what matters most, if I am giving up the ghost, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall. And if I stumble and fall, if I make a mess of it all, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall.
Welcome back, gang. Gang.
Rejoin
We've got Dave at OIP. Are you the caravan bloke, Dave? Are you the bloke that used to look after did me a new bathroom in the caravan and stuff? I think that might be you. What else did you do? New bathroom. Oh, it was air conditioning, wasn't it? And air conditioning as well. I know you, Dave. Hello, mate. I'm not down there at the moment. I'm in Bracknell in Royal Berkshire at the moment. So yeah, I should be up there again next week. You put a lovely bathroom in my caravan. I don't know if we ever did a video of that, actually. On the walls, it's like a red sparkly type effect and proper shower cubicle. Actually, we had to replace the tap this year, Dave. My nephew did it. The water got to it, froze it. I always take the pipe, the inlet pipe on the caravan. That's how I drain it down, which isn't correct. But I take that pipe off and I open the taps, and a load of water comes out. But obviously some of it was still stuck in that tap. I would imagine you were very busy just after that really bad cold period we had this year, were you, Dave? Fixing people's leaks and stuff like that, I would imagine. Anyway, I was saying to you right at the beginning of the show, boys and girls, that my brother-in-law and sister will be doing an electric bike video shortly. They've got an electric bike to review. I've got a feeling they completed that today. I'm not 100% sure of that. Yeah, he's always busy. Yeah, of course you are. That's because you're good at the bleeding job, mate. And you don't rip people off. That's why you're good at it. RIP Caravan Services, if you need anything done to your caravans. All right, he does a lovely job there. Thank you, Dave. Nice to say. Thanks for popping up and saying hello as well to you there, mate. It's been a while, hasn't it? A few years since I see you now. Yes, so they've got this electric bike they're reviewing. I've got a feeling it's already done. Just waiting perhaps to edit it together. I don't know. But as you know, I bought myself an electric scooter just a few weeks ago, which I totally love. It's such an easy and quick way of getting from A to B. I was very strict with myself that I didn't want it to replace all my walking, because that's like exercise stuff, right? All I use it for is to get quickly from A to B when I need to do it at speed without actually having to get the car out of the garage, and it's fantastic. I love it. But there has been a couple of horror stories in the newspapers, and there's one that's just come out this evening, actually, in the Daily Mail. 5 people were rescued on last night, actually, on the 31st. 5 people were rescued after an exploding e-bike battery caused a devastating house fire which trapped them. Firefighter crews rescued the residents from a property in the village of Heartland, Devon, after the battery exploded while on charge in a communal area. Now, it does seem to me that when these batteries are exploding, most of the time, although not all of the time, it does seem to be when they're being charged. It says the explosion saw the residents trapped inside the property by a burning e-bike, which was blocking the building's escape route. Because when these batteries go up, it's not just a little flame. It's not even just a fire. Literally, flames shoot out like one of those Roman candle firework type things. It really is quite frightening. There's a few videos on there as well. So you might want to have a look at that. And if you're thinking about a bike, try and charge it up where it's not in a house or something like that. There are quite a few stories on this. It goes on, Devon and Somerset Fire and Rescue Services have now urged the public to make sure they're safe by keeping escape routes clear and charging batteries properly. Was it a cheap one? Yeah, you see, I mean, the scooter I bought, Dave, I bought Pure Electric simply because they're a UK company and they are made here. But even that, I do have like an area. It's not exactly outside my house. I've got this like porch area, right? And I tend to charge it there now. So it is outside the house, but it's still underneath a bit of a roof. And ideally, I'd put perhaps a metal plate up there or something like that, just in case it did go up. But it does seem most of the time it's when people are charging them. There are an awful lot of cheap batteries out there, and they've been, possibly the wrong charger. Hello, Christina. Hello, darling. Possibly the wrong charger. It doesn't really say, but there's so many of these cheap ones out there, and I think that's what's doing the damage. They always tell you, don't they, not to use a cheap proprietary sort of battery for your iPhone, don't they? Overcharged, it could be anything like that. I've got a Pure Electric bike, a scooter. I've only had it about 5 weeks now. I love it very much. It's got a Pure Electric charger. If anything ever went wrong with that, I would replace it with another battery from the same manufacturers, if you see what I mean. Anyway, time to go, boys and girls. Thanks very much for joining us on the show tonight. Another chat show for you next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. All right, I'll see you again tomorrow morning just after the 9 o'clock news here at Reach On Air for some more music and chat. Dave Squires is with you after the 10 o'clock news. I shall leave you with some Destiny's Child, boys and girls.